Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to have this invisible magnetic pull? You know exactly the type I am talking about. They walk into a crowded room and instantly people like them. Opportunities seem to fall right into their lap. They navigate difficult conversations with ease, and they somehow get what they want without raising their voice or getting angry. Meanwhile, other people, even smart and talented ones, struggle to get noticed. They butt heads with colleagues, feel ignored, or find themselves stuck in awkward silences. Is it magic? Is it DNA? Actually, no. It is a skill set. And the manual for that skill set was written almost 90 years ago. Today, we are cracking open the grandfather of self-help books, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. We are going to break down the psychological triggers that make humans tick so you can stop guessing and start connecting. This book is massive, but we will boil it down to the gold nuggets. We will walk through strategies you can use in your next email, date, or high-stakes meeting. Think of this as your cheat sheet for social interactions. We will cover how to handle difficult people, how to make anyone like you, and how to bring people over to your way of thinking without them realizing it. Social skills are not tricks. They are about understanding human nature and treating people in ways that respect their desires and dignity. When you master that, relationships become easier and opportunities multiply. But before diving in, I have a favor to ask. We pour late nights and caffeine into making these summaries valuable. If you enjoy learning how to upgrade your life and mindset, click the subscribe button. It helps us keep these videos coming and helps you stay ahead. Done. Awesome. Let's get into the first principle, and it might surprise you. Here is the fastest way to make someone dislike you. If you want to ruin a relationship instantly, use criticism. Carnegie uses a metaphor. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. It sounds obvious, yet we default to criticism in daily life. We think we are helping or teaching a lesson. But the hard truth is criticism is mostly useless because it puts a person on the defensive and makes them justify themselves. It wounds pride, hurts their sense of importance, and creates resentment. There is a story about Two Gun Crowley and Al Capone. You would think criminals would accept responsibility, but both of them regarded themselves as misunderstood benefactors. If dangerous people refuse to blame themselves, what makes you think your colleague will accept criticism graciously? People rarely criticize themselves. So the rule, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Instead, try to understand. Figure out why people act the way they do. That breeds sympathy and kindness. If criticism is poison, what is the antidote? What do humans crave more than almost anything? Freud called it the desire to be great. Dewey called it the desire to be important. The big secret? We all want to feel appreciated. This is not flattery. Flattery comes from the teeth. Appreciation comes from the heart. Think about the last genuine compliment you received. It probably fueled you. Yet we often neglect to give that fuel to others. When service is good, tell the waiter. When a colleague helps you, mention it. These small sparks of appreciation build relationships. People remember how you made them feel long after they forget the details of a conversation. Appreciation costs nothing but has enormous value. Another lesson involves fishing. I love strawberries and cream, but I would not bait a hook with them. Fish prefer worms. So why do we talk to people only about what we want? The only way to influence others is to talk about what they want and show how they can get it. Every action you take is driven by desire. Even charitable acts provide personal satisfaction. So before speaking, ask, how can I frame this in terms of their interests? When you appeal to what matters to someone, cooperation becomes natural instead of forced. Now, how do you make people like you? You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in others than in 2 years by trying to make them interested in you. Consider the dog. A dog gives love without asking for anything. When you come home, he is thrilled to see you. He is not selling you something. He simply cares. People are interested in themselves. When you view a group photo, you look for yourself first. So if you want to be interesting, be interested. Ask questions. Listen. And by listening, I mean full attention, not waiting for your turn to speak. That is the highest compliment. Listening tells the other person that their thoughts matter. It builds connection faster than clever words. A smile is another powerful tool. It says, "I like you and I am glad to see you." It communicates goodwill. It must be genuine, not mechanical. Even on the phone, a smile changes your tone. Human beings respond to warmth. You do not need to be perfect or witty. You simply need to be kind and approachable. Then there is the sound of a person's name. A name is the sweetest sound in any language. Using it shows respect and recognition. Jim Farley could call thousands by name and built powerful relationships. When you use someone's name, you subtly say they matter. This small habit makes interactions more personal and memorable. What happens when you disagree? How do you win people to your way of thinking without enemies? The first rule is tough. Avoid arguments. You cannot win an argument. If you lose it, you lose. If you win it, you lose because the other person feels humiliated. Pride matters. A man convinced against his will remains unconvinced. Arguments rarely change minds. They only harden positions. So disagree gently. Never announce you will prove someone wrong. Instead, say, "I may be wrong. Let's examine the facts." That phrase disarms tension. If you are wrong, admit it quickly. Beat others to the confession. Saying, "This is my mistake," removes hostility and encourages forgiveness. Humility is powerful because it shows respect for truth rather than ego. When persuading, start with agreement. Get a series of yes responses. Momentum matters. A no response creates psychological resistance. But yes opens the door to cooperation. When people agree with you on small points, they become more open to larger ideas. This is not manipulation. It is understanding human psychology. Also, let others feel ownership of ideas. No one likes to be ordered. Suggest possibilities and allow them to reach conclusions. If your boss approves a plan, let them take credit. Results matter more than recognition. When people feel ownership, they invest effort. Cooperation replaces resentment. Leadership requires tact. If you must correct someone, begin with praise. People listen better after hearing good things about themselves. Then address issues indirectly. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing others. Humility lowers defenses and encourages growth. Instead of commands, ask questions. Do you think this might work? Encourages participation. It preserves dignity and promotes cooperation. People are more willing to contribute when they feel involved in decisions. Finally, give people a reputation to live up to. If you treat someone as capable and trustworthy, they often rise to meet that expectation. Assume virtue, and it may become reality. Humans want to live up to positive labels. When you believe in others, they often believe in themselves. The philosophy of Carnegie is simple. Shift focus from yourself to others. Satisfy their need for importance and appreciation. Whether you negotiate, manage, or interact socially, these principles work. Relationships improve when you prioritize understanding over judgment. The world often rewards self-centered behavior, but the individual who serves others has an advantage. If you learn to see things from another perspective and speak in terms of their desires, you will not only influence people, you will build richer relationships. Social success is not about dominance. It is about empathy and mutual respect. Here is a challenge. Choose one principle. Avoid criticism, offer genuine appreciation, or listen more. Practice it for 24 hours and observe results. Small experiments create big change. You do not need to master everything at once. Progress happens step by step. If you found value in this summary, explore the full book and continue learning. And remember, improvement is a journey. Keep applying these lessons and you will see growth in relationships and opportunities. The skills of human connection are available to everyone. All it takes is willingness to practice.